and welcome to MHS TV News. I'm Fancina Roberts.
And I'm Conlon Caesar.
This is the first episode of our revamped news program produced by the broadcast journalism class at Melrose High School.
For our first story, you may have noticed some new faces around MHS as we started the year. That's because there's not just one, but two exchange groups visiting us. Here's Sophia Melville to tell us more about our Spanish and Italian visitors.
Hi, I'm Sophia Melville. You might have noticed some new faces around MHS. This is because the Italian and Spanish exchange students arrived in Boston 2 weeks ago. They explored the Boston and Melrose area as well as shadowing some students at our school.
It began with an idea. A student in my classroom said, how come the Italians and the Germans have an exchange? Why we don't have an exchange? We are the biggest group. It took us about 5 years to come out with the first exchange.
I've been on 5 exchanges since I've started here at Melrose High School, and it's been going on for over 25 years now.
For me was a great opportunity to know many persons and a different way of teaching.
My main goal is that our students have a better understanding of the world up there. Embrace more differences, especially among other cultures, besides the cultures in the United States.
Have a new mentality, open mentality to other cultures.
Hoping that they become friends, hoping that there is a real match.
For the students, this is a great opportunity. They'll have new friends and they have a new way of learning, and they are very, very happy to be here.
They'll see how the Italians live there, or what their traditions and customs are.
I love traveling, so I think that's a good experience because I know lots of new people and culture, foods, and I think that can be a good idea to travel, but in a different way.
I think the exchange is a really great way to learn about new cultures and to meet new people and just really get out of my comfort zone.
I feel like it's important, and I thought it would also be very fun, very entertaining.
We had a really good bond, and it's been a lot of fun, and I thought this was a great experience, and I thought going to another country would be a really great growing experience for me, and meeting somebody from a different country and learn different values, different traditions, different cultures, and also improve my Italian as well.
We tried to do, some cool activities, show around.
Well, we went to Sky Zone and we went have fun.
To go to the aquarium, the doctor, and go to see whales.
We went to Rockport and at the top of the Prudential, so I love Boston. I think that, yeah.
So I want to learn more English, have fun, make new friends.
Having the exchanges over is very fun. Can't wait to go to Spain as well.
And Spain, it's not at all like America. It's kind of hard to explain. Like, the buildings look different and the whole vibe is different, but it's really beautiful there and I can't wait to go back.
We're sad to see them go, but the students are looking forward to reuniting with their partners in Spain and Italy. For MHS TV News, I'm Sophia Melville, signing off.
Thanks, Sophia. In addition to our new faces here from the exchange, like every year, there are some new teachers here at MHS. This year we have Miss Allen, Mr. Palmieri, and Mr. Marisolo coming over from the middle school. Here is Michael Tormo with a look at the new teachers here at MHS.
Hi, I'm Michael Tormo here with MHS TV News, and today we're going to go meet some of our new teachers here at Melrose High School.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Boucher. I teach special education.
Hi, my name is Mr. DeRosa. I teach English to grades 9 and 10, and I have a couple of electives as well, journalism and public speaking.
My name is Michelle Paquette, and I've been teaching for a year. This is my second year. Third day here, though, so it's been a little crazy. I teach English for sophomore, juniors, and seniors.
I have been teaching for 16 years.
This is actually my first full year of teaching. I was a substitute for a while before that and a teaching assistant at Boston College.
One thing that you probably don't know about me is I've traveled to all the baseball stadiums in the U.S. and it was wonderful. It took me 10 years and I loved it.
I actually enjoy in my free time to engage in philosophical debates.
Fun fact about me is I have a tattoo on my wrist, which is the monogram of the alphabet. So all the letters are in the design, including numbers 0 through 9.
Thank you to all the new teachers and have the best of luck this year. I'm Michael Tormo. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Michael. Every year there are a few new course offerings here at MHS. This year is no different as there are several new classes being offered across several departments. Here's Emily Azarito to fill us in.
Hi, I'm Emily Azarito from MHS TV News reporting to you on new classes at MHS this year. The first class that I visited was Intro to Fashion Design with Miss Allen. Now here's Miss Allen with more info.
So the class is fashion design for Melrose High School, and it's really going to be a great time because you don't have to have any sewing experience prior to joining the class. So you learn about trend research, fashion illustration, a little bit about marketing and branding, as well as learning how to draft patterns and drape them on the dress form, and then you also learn how to begin to create garments from those. So I wanted to start this class because I was actually a fashion major myself at Mass Art, as well as a major in education, and I was in fashion design for 5 years. So I feel like I would love to share my experience with those who are really excited about fashion and who are serious about it, but even those who might not be that serious about it yet and just want to learn something new. I look forward to getting to know my students and also seeing everyone's creativity and kind of seeing where this class takes us. So, we're going to be making non-textile garments for almost like a thesis type assignment, which I'm really looking forward to. It's basically making a garment out of anything but fabric. So I'm really excited to see what students bring in for their materials. You should just come and try it, even if you're someone who's interested in art and kind of want to look at it more as a three-dimensional type of art medium or art form. I would totally welcome that. I think that it's really good just to kind of broaden your horizons and understand that fashion is a part of your everyday expression as well. It's not just something that you see in the magazines and TV. So finding that personal connection through a class in school, I think, is a really great offer.
Next up is Miss Edsel on Conflict in America.
So the class is Conflict in America. The objective is to have discussions and talk about the development of democracy in the United States and really get students to think critically beyond just knowing the facts. I did start the class. This is the first year this class is running. I will say that it's based off of, I'm part of a project at Harvard that is teaching this class in lots of different schools all over the country. And I'm starting it in a way that fits with Melrose, and other schools are doing the same thing, but it's based off of a class at Harvard. I really look forward to seeing or to participate in the discussions with my students. It's a mostly discussion-based class, and I think that's where a lot of rich learning happens. So I'm excited to discuss and talk with students. I think kids should take this class because it is a great way to understand who we are as Americans. It's an excellent college preparation course. It's run in a very similar way that a class at Harvard would be run. And so if you're really looking toward college as your next step, this is a great preparatory class.
And here's Miss Donovan on publishing.
So the class is called Publishing, and the objective, the main objective of the class is to start with an idea and to move it through all the stages to publication. So I did approach Mr. Merrill last year. I was the yearbook advisor, the club advisor, and last year it was really hard for the students who were in the club to find the space to not only learn the skills to put together the yearbook, but to have time to actually apply those skills. So another objective of the course is to be able to learn the skills during class time, and then as part of the club apply those skills and produce a quality yearbook. I really look forward to working with the students and helping them with the skills and the resources needed to support and produce a quality yearbook for the senior class. Students, I think, should sign up for the class because they'll be working on those 21st century skills that they can not only apply in high school, but post-high school, no matter whatever path they choose.
From MHS TV News, I'm Emily Azarito. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Emily. The Learning Commons and the rules that go along with it are always a hot button topic here at the high school. I spoke with students and Mr. Scudder in my report on the LC. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Francina Roberts, reporting for MHS TV News. You may have noticed some changes in the LC to start off the year, so I spoke with students and Mr. Scudder to find out more.
So can't go here during lunch.
or anything. You can't eat lunch in here no more. Even if you're not eating, you can't be in here during lunch.
You can't come here at lunch anymore.
We can't come in here during lunch.
The biggest change this year that just about everyone's noticed is that the Learning Commons is no longer open to any student during lunch. And this is an extension of our efforts to keep the Learning Commons first and foremost a place for students to work quietly. During lunch last year and the year before, it got very busy, very hectic, loud, and dirty as well, where administration and I decided that we need to prioritize the space once again for work first, not as a hangout, not as a place to relax, but a place to do work because it is a library. Eventually, we do want to create a mechanism where students who need to access the space during lunch are able to, but at the beginning of the year, we're really emphasizing that it is for classes and students who are coming down with classes first, and then everything else is secondary.
Also, they decided to not let the seniors still have privilege.
Senior privilege.
Senior privilege.
Senior privilege.
Senior privilege.
And this is an opportunity for seniors to come down and use the Learning Commons for its intended purpose of quiet study and reading during classes where their teacher might be absent. So giving it to seniors would be, in my mind and Mr. Merrill's mind, giving them a privilege for being not only the oldest students in the building, but presumably the most responsible in the building. What will happen is when you do have a block where a teacher is absent, as a senior you'd go to your subroom, whether it's 318 or whether it's the cafeteria or your other location, check in with the teacher there, and then come in to the Learning Commons, sign in, and you have the space available to do work.
Since starting the story, senior privilege has returned and a form of the couches has also returned. For MHS TV News, I'm Fancina Roberts, and now back to the desk.
Thanks for the update, Fancina. I also produced a story for this month's broadcast. Here's my report on the new traffic pattern outside of MHS. Hello, Melrose. This is Colin Caesar reporting from Melrose High TV. Recently, as you can see, the Melrose Street exit outside the high school went through a bit of a renovation. Today, I'll be taking you through all the differences, comparing between the old and the new, and interviewing a couple members of the public and the DPW and finding out their opinions on the new road. Here is a virtual rendering of the turnaround before the construction. The single turnaround caused accidents, backups, and overall was a headache for any driver driving down it. This wonderful new construction completed only 2 days before the start of the school year, surprising commuters, students, and even some Melrose High School faculty. We interviewed some local school commuters to get their opinions on the new road.
It's definitely better traffic flow.
There's enough room for everybody to get around.
The space it has for the buses.
More room for people to park.
The new pavement.
And it speeds things along. Traffic seems better after school.
More room for parents to pick up their kids.
We interviewed DPW official Miss Ann Waite to get her opinion on the new road.
Drop-off is, you could be on Melrose Street for 15 minutes trying to get down. And a little dangerous. People let people off on the other side of the street. People walk. There's no crossing guard after you get onto Melrose Street. I think the project was, $150,000, but I think well worth it when you think about the safety, you think about traffic, you think about ease of people getting in and out of the school. It's been positive. A lot of people have said drop-off's much easier. People are now not getting stuck on Melrose Street, so we've only heard positive. If there's some negative, they haven't called us yet.
For Melrose High TV News, this is Conlon. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Conlon. Another new addition outside the school this year is a solar-powered bench that allows you to charge your phone while you wait for a ride. Here's Ross Carroll with more.
Hi, I'm Ross Carroll reporting from Melrose High School, and there's a solar bench.
We installed the bench. I think it was installed this summer. I think that decision was made by the administration, and my guess is that they were looking for a location that students would see and students would be able to use, maybe while they're sitting outside waiting for a ride to pick them up or before school starts. We also needed a location, obviously, that has sun. The funding came from National Grid. The city gets payments from National Grid, which is our utility, for reducing energy usage here at the school. The high school and middle school buildings use about 50% of the city's energy. When we shave energy use here at the high school and middle school, especially on really hot days, the city gets payments because it helps the entire electrical grid. So we used the payments at the end of last year to buy the bench.
Yes, I have heard of the solar-powered bench from the morning announcements.
I have not.
I have, and I think it could be great if people used it. Vents? No.
I'm Ross. Thanks for checking in. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Ross. A new segment we are premiering on MHS TV News is Artist Spotlight. Each month we will feature an artist, photographer, or musician here at MHS. For our first spotlight, Miss Melito nominated senior Serena Peters.
Hi, my name is Serena Peters. I'm a senior here at MHS, and I'm currently in two-dimensional Art 3. When I really got into art, I would have been in elementary school. I had an art teacher who loved to show us pieces of people like Frida Kahlo and Georgia O'Keeffe, and I think that is what really got me into art. I loved the way that they used their skill to tell a story about what was going on in their life and in the time period. My favorite medium of art would have to be painting. I love the way that it's so forgiving, and I think that the colors that you can use and the contrast that you can create in your pieces with this medium are truly the best. My artistic process begins with finding a picture in which I can imagine myself putting down on a piece of paper or a canvas. Then I usually do a rough sketch and then get more precise and accurate from there. So my favorite piece of art is this wine bottle that I drew this year, actually. Although it's not in my favorite style or medium, I like it because I think that the colors in this piece truly pop and it shows a lot of contrast. I like this piece coupled with this piece because this is from sophomore year, and I think the two of these together truly show the growth that I've gone through as an artist in high school. Another piece that I really like is this duck painting. I love that the way the water flows over the rest of the piece. The way that I created this piece is I put down everything but the water first, and then I put a coat that would keep everything in place and put the water on top. I like this also because I think that the water sparkles and I love the colors.
It's always nice to see how talented our fellow students are.
I couldn't agree more. That's it for us this month. For MHS TV News, I'm Colin Caesar.
And I'm Fancina Roberts. You have a great month, MHS.